Therefore, my people are gone into captivity because they have no knowledge, and their honorable men are famished, and their multitude dried up with thirst. Therefore, hell hath enlarged herself and opened her mouth without measure, and their glory, and their multitude, and their pomp, and he that rejoiceth shall descend into it. And the mean man shall be brought down, and the mighty man shall be humbled, and the eyes of the lofty shall be humbled. So that was Isaiah 5:13 through 15. So, as you can probably tell, if the thumbnail showed up the way I planned, have you guys ever thought about what space is? It's a place of darkness that we can see at night, and they say astronauts go there and they float around, right? And why are they floating? Well, maybe you haven't thought about it this way before. A lot of people just say, oh, they're faking it. No one's up there. It's just fake. Okay, I understand that. And I can relate with that. But let's do a little bit of more. Let's think bigger. That's the only really way I can describe it, I guess. Let's think a little bigger. We see the space station fly over, whether or not there's people there on it or not. That's a good question. But we see it in the sky, and it goes over. Uh, you can watch it. It's a light. You can zoom in on it, and it looks like the space station. It looks like it has like scarlet colored wings or something. It looks like it's that color anyway when it goes over. I've filmed it a lot of times. Um, what's it doing? It's orbiting the Earth, right? What is an orbit? We're going to learn about what an orbit is, because what I would say is that the solar system that we've been taught, we've been taught that the Earth orbits the sun. And so we've actually been taught that the Earth is in a state of free fall. That's literally what science or physics would say, like as if there's physics out there. Tony's Coffee House says, "Hey Joe, where you going with that gun in your hand?" Um, let's see here. Welcome, Dave Ward and MMA Paradise and Tony. Welcome, guys. So I just thought this was important. I was going to uh try to get people to understand just a different way to look at what the solar system is. The solar system is a place where well, first of all, it's a place of darkness. That's probably an important thing. Hey, Shalom girl, welcome. Good to see you again. Um so it's a place of darkness, and they call it space exploration, right? Or they have the space stations in low earth orbit, right? Um so what I would suggest is that w- while we've been here, hey bend over, good to see you. Um while we've been here during our life, during this envelope of time that we've lived, which is probably a quite small uh, piece of the pie, right? As far as how much time has existed. Hey, Celeste, good to see you. Um, so if something's going to go into low Earth orbit or into anywhere in the solar system, what do they have to do? Well, we're going to watch a few videos that are basically just going to be describing what low Earth orbit is, or what uh, any kind of orbit is. And I think I hate to make you guys listen to Michelle Thaler, but I think we're going to listen to her for a minute. The point, we're going to go to the end of her video, though. We're not going to watch the whole thing. Let's just start it and we'll see where we end up. But I have about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos. They're very short, but I want you guys to understand what the solar system is, as far as like what physics or science would say that it is. Okay. It's a place where they say there's gravity there, but there's a reason why the astronauts float. There's a reason why the moon is floating. It doesn't fall to the ground, and the sun doesn't fall to the ground, and an apple falls to the ground. But if you were to throw an apple really fast sideways, apparently they say it would never fall to the ground if it was going fast enough. Um, so hey, Thomas Morgan, good to see you. And Ben the misses over. Good to see you. And remote viewers 77. Awesome. Okay. Sorry guys. Have to put you through some Michelle Thaler. I know. I know. Okay, hold on a minute. Why is it not showing on the screen? I guess we're gonna have to watch it like that. I don't know what happened to. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Joshua, you ask a really great question. Why is there no gravity in space? I bet you've seen pictures of the astronauts up in the space station, and they're floating around as if there's no gravity at all. And this is actually a really interesting misconception about what's going on with the astronauts.
Yeah, what is going on with the astronauts? Okay, so what she's trying to answer is why do the astronauts float in space? Okay, so she's gonna explain. Hey, name isn't important. Good to see you. She's gonna explain supposedly why it's a misconception to think that there's no gravity in space, because there is gravity in space, they say. And all of this is so funny because there's only been so few people that have ever gone to space that I don't know why all these people that think they're physicists and scientists, they act as if they have firsthand experience in this, but they don't. They've never been anywhere but the Earth. It's interesting. But we're also going to listen to some weirdo astronauts what they say too. But there's a reason why, because the scriptures talk about a time at the end of the world where the people in the world would be deceived into going to hell, like even before they die. Like they're they want to go to this place. Let me read a verse in the book of Enoch. um and in those days Sheol shall open its jaws, and they shall be swallowed up therein, and their destruction shall be at an end. Sheol shall devour the sinners in the presence of the elect. Something to keep in mind. Welcome, Dean HD. Good to see you. So that's Enoch chapter 56, talking about the last struggle of heathen powers against Israel. Um, it There comes a time at the end when men on the earth will be deceived into sinking into the pit, dropping into the pit. Let me show you something else. Let me read something else, I should say. In Isaiah 14, do you guys know what Lucifer wants to do? I'm looking it up here. In Isaiah 14, verse 12, it says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High." So Michelle Thaler and NASA and these people are all Luciferians, guys, because Luciferians want to ascend into heaven and set their throne there, or their space station, I suppose. But look what it says here in verse 15. It says, "Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit." Welcome, Chemtrail Cowboy, and Question the Narrative 71. So in the scriptures, it's clear that uh, both Lucifer and deceived people that Lucifer deceives will be going into the pit. Welcome, Stephanie at Haven Hills Farm. Good to see you. Yeah, I hope you guys are all having a good day too. So this isn't going to be a super long live, but let's listen to Michelle. talk about this. We'll probably skip forward a little bit in her video because it's like 4 minutes. I can't take 4 minutes of her.
And it gets to one of my favorite questions in all of astronomy, and that is, what is an orbit? What's happening when astronauts are orbiting the Earth, and why does it appear like there's no gravity in space? So to talk about why this is kind of a misconception, the astronauts are about 200 miles above the surface of the Earth in the space station. The space station orbits around us about once every 90 minutes. And it's not that they're so far away from the Earth that there's no gravity. In fact, if you built a skyscraper that was 200 miles tall,
GR Cleve in the house and Mr. Super Sidewinder, welcome. So did you guys just interesting that she's talking about a tower? Huh? A tower? She just said if you built a tower 200 miles high
and you were up on one of those top floors, you might weigh a tiny little bit less, but you'd probably weigh at least about 80% what you normally would. You're really not that much farther away from the Earth. So it's not that they're weightless because they're in space and far away from the Earth. They're actually close enough to the Earth to feel the gravitational pull of the Earth itself. So what's going on? Why are they floating around? Well, this is what an orbit really is. We have to get spacecraft going very, very fast to put them into orbit. That's why we put them on rockets. Rockets launch spacecraft and get them going very, very fast. And if you're in orbit where the space station is, you're traveling at about 17,000 miles an hour. Now, what happens to those astronauts is that they're going very, very fast, but they're actually freely falling towards the Earth.
Did you hear that? They're actually freely falling towards the Earth. They're in a state of free fall. Now, I just want to tie something together. Sheol or hell. I'm not trying to get specific because people get hung up on. Oh no, that's not that. That's this and that's this. I'm just talking about the pit, the bottomless pit, outer darkness. Okay. It's a very simple thing in the Bible. I'm not saying that I'm not defining it or anything. I'm saying that there is a place of darkness in the Bible called hell or Sheol or Tartarus or whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm talking about, that place. That place is bottomless. So if you dropped something in that place, it would just fall forever. Okay? It would fall forever. Kind of like, and this is a little scary, but kind of like how the earth just continuously falls around the sun in this solar system that they taught us. Think about that. So in the book of Enoch, Enoch has a dream or a vision or whatever when he was younger, and he had a vision of the earth being swallowed into an abyss. Okay? It was swallowed up by an abyss. And his grandfather, Mahalalel or whatever, told him that he just saw a vision of the destruction of this earth, the end of this earth. And what did he see? He saw it sinking into an abyss, falling, guys. So we'll just listen to a little more of Michelle here.
The Earth has gravity, and that gravity is pulling them down, just the same as what would happen as if you dropped a ball. If you dropped a ball, it would fall to the floor. The same thing is happening to the astronauts. They are falling towards the surface of the Earth. But here's the cool thing. They're going so fast, they keep missing the Earth as.
So she's saying they keep going so fast. That's what an orbit is. Low Earth orbit is they're continuously, perpetually falling into a place of darkness, but they don't hit the earth because they think it's a ball. But it's not a ball. I think you guys should be able to grasp where this is going. I'm not writing this story. This story is written 2,000-3,000 years ago. And now we're watching it come to pass. That's the thing I want to point out. We're watching these people sink into this place. They love it. They think it's their future. They believe in it. And they don't even believe in the throne of God. Just like Lucifer. For thou hast said in thine heart, Michelle, I will ascend into heaven. She's telling us all about the orbits and all about this place. She thinks it's the future. She thinks it's technology. But they're going to a different place and they don't understand it. So let's just skip a little bit here. Let's go here.
Velocity. Now, let's take an even bigger cannon.
Okay.
With a rocket, you could get something going so fast, up to 17,000 miles an hour, that as it fell freely towards Earth, Earth would keep curving away under it, and it would.
Do you guys start to like the flat earthers? Let's think bigger here. They're not just faking space, okay? It's not fake. It's a real place that there's real satellites and real space stations in, but it's not what we've been taught. It's not what these people believe. These people have all their math figured out for their orbits and everything. They don't understand where they're going.
Would keep missing it. That's what an orbit is. And that's why you need a rocket to get into orbit. You need to get yourself going so fast that as you fall back towards Earth, you keep missing it.
So you need a great pillar to go into space. That's what you need. You need a great pillar or a ram. Or maybe a ram with 2 horns. Maybe a dragon. You could ride a dragon up there. That's what they take up there now is a SpaceX Dragon. This story has been written so long ago. Okay, but towards the end here, she's going to say that they're perpetually falling.
So the astronauts are not weightless because there's no gravity in space. The astronauts are falling the same way a skydiver is falling freely through space. It's just that they're going so fast, they keep missing the Earth. They are all the time falling towards the Earth.
They're falling towards the Earth, but they never get to the Earth. They never get to the ground.
Going fast enough that they keep missing it. Everything that's in orbit around anything else is
Anything in the solar system, because everything in the solar system is orbiting around something else. That's what they say. So listen to what she says here.
doing the same thing. Right now, you and I are falling freely towards the sun.
That's what Michelle believes. We're falling perpetually towards the sun. How could you be any more deceived, Michelle? Oh, man. Look at the smile on her face, too. She's so excited about falling into a pit.
But the Earth is moving actually at about 30,000 miles an hour.
Wrong, Michelle. Get your math right. It's 66,666 miles an hour, not 30. So I don't know why she would say that. Like, I don't know if you guys just saw the video I made with Chris Hadfield. He's talking about the shade and the sun, the temperatures in space. He's like, in the sun, it's 120, 150 degrees, but in the shade, it's minus 120 degrees. And then he's on a different interview and he says, in the in the shade, it's like minus 250 degrees. And in the sun, it's like plus 250 degrees at least. And I'm like, and I had Simon Dan say, that is real science. What a joke. So first of all, what I'm saying is they don't even get their numbers right. So they don't even know what they're talking about yet. They're teaching people, right? It's ridiculous.
And we keep missing the sun as we go around it. And that means we're in orbit around the sun. The moon is in orbit around the Earth. It's falling towards the Earth. It's just traveling so fast, it keeps missing it. You've asked an excellent.
Okay. See you, Michelle. Thanks for being deceived like that. That's sad. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Let's just watch another video here. Uh-oh. What do we got? Add to stream.
Orbit is created by the gravitational force of the Earth pulling on them at all times. If the Earth just disappeared, the astronaut, the moon, all the satellites in the sky, everything out in orbit would cease orbiting and continue on in a straight line out into space. So why, when we drop an apple from our hand, doesn't it orbit the Earth? Well, it could if we were to throw it fast enough. An ordinary toss would send the apple in an arc-like shape called a parabola, but it would soon hit the ground just like before. But imagine if we threw the apple faster and faster, increasing the size of its parabola until it was so large that it reached out beyond the Earth. The apple would continually be falling as before, but the Earth's surface would always be out of reach. This is exactly.
Are you listening? Hey, Jason Starr. And, well, I don't even know how to read that. It starts with an F, A, it looks like. Faye, maybe? Welcome anyway. And did I miss somebody else? Ruled by Saturn, welcome. Thomas Morgan's in the house. Solar System, Abominations. Oh, it must be Faye. Okay, welcome, Faye. So just pay attention to all these videos, how every single one of these explanations is that they're falling perpetually.
Exactly what happens when a rocket is launched into space. The rocket accelerates to a speed and distance where even with gravity constantly pulling on it, the rocket can't fall back to Earth because it's just going too fast. Why then do the astronauts appear to float in their spacecraft? The reason the astronauts orbiting our planet float around is because both they and their ship are essentially falling. Imagine this thought experiment. You step into an
Okay, falling. We'll watch this little elevator thing on another video. Here, let's listen to an astronaut talk about it.
Still feel Earth's gravity. So why are we floating? Because we're falling.
We're falling.
Let's say the string is gravity. And let's say this apple is like a spaceship orbiting the Earth. You see, it's gravity and our speed that keeps us in orbit. Without gravity, we would fly off into space.
Side note, the guy's got a string. Never mind.
And never come back.
Here's another example. When I drop this apple on Earth, it falls. When I drop an apple here on the space shuttle, it falls too. It just doesn't look like it's falling.
It just doesn't look like it's falling, but it's falling. Welcome, Timothy P. Southwick and Out of This World. Good to see you guys. Let's see what is sorry. Okay, so it just doesn't look like they're falling.
And that's because we're all falling together.
Oh, we're all falling together. The apple, me, and the orbiter.
The apple, me, and the orbiter. But we're not falling towards the Earth, we're falling around it.
There's a bottomless pit in the sky, you guys. I don't care how you look at it. You say it's fake, good. Say it's fake. But if you think it's actually fake, you're deceived. And I'm not trying to pick on anyone. I'm just saying that the concept that we've been taught about the solar system is that it's a bottomless pit. Like when they went to the moon, they were doing 0G experiments on the way to the moon and on the way back from the moon. Okay. So if you look up at the moon in the sky, they're telling you like Apollo 11 and things, they were floating the whole way there. They were falling to the moon. So they fell to the moon. That's what they want us to believe. They fell to the moon.
Let's imagine that we can send Bruce down to the nearest elevator on Earth. The elevator is going to the top of a very tall building.
Nice cartoons.
Suddenly, when he reaches the top, the cable breaks, and the elevator car with Bruce in it begins to fall.
They think the cable broke, but it was the flat earthers cut it.
What will happen inside the elevator? Well, since he's falling and the elevator is falling at the same rate, he starts to float. His body isn't pushing on the inside of the elevator anymore. He has no weight. He's weightless. If he had an apple with him, it would float too, just like the one in the orbiter, because Bruce, the apple, and the elevator would all be falling together. It'd be a fun ride until he hit the bottom.
Such great 80s comedy. Here, let's watch this one.
One of the best perks of being an astronaut is the ability to experience weightlessness for days on end. But why does this happen? It may seem that the reason for this phenomena is that the effect of gravity is greatly decreased when in space, but that simply is not true, as evidenced by the moon's orbit around us and our orbit around the sun. In fact, the force of gravity on an astronaut in orbit is about 90% of what it is for the same person standing on the surface. So why is it all this happens? Simple. The astronauts are in a state of continuous freefall, exactly like what happens for
They're in a state of continuous free fall, as if they were in a bottomless pit, just like the scriptures foretold. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. So they think they're ascending into heaven. They think they're just doing these great things. They got smiles on their face. They're teaching children about it, but they're actually just being brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. It's deception, people. Sorry about the music.
Another thing you should know.
Okay, I guess
Another
that's
thing
it.
you should know is we just don't float around.
Okay. That's it. That's the video. Hey, Lee Redpath, welcome. You guys, let me read some of these verses again. And these are just a few of them. The one I read at the beginning, hell hath enlarged herself and opened her mouth. And what did it? Yeah. The book of Enoch talks about it more than once. So the order of the stars, like their orbits and tasks, this is something that is being hidden from sinners. So I'm going to read a verse in Enoch chapter 80, or a couple of verses. Let's just see what this, we're going to read a little bit of this. Perversion of nature and the heavenly bodies owing to the sin of men. So it's the sin of men that pervert the nature of the heavenly bodies. And in the days of the sinners, the years shall be shortened, and their seed shall be tardy on their lands and fields, and all things on the earth shall alter, and shall not appear in their time, and the rain shall be kept back, and the heaven shall withhold it. And in those times the fruits of the earth shall be backward, and shall not grow in their time, and the fruits of the trees shall be withheld in their time. And the moon shall alter her order, and not appear at her time. And in those days the sun shall be seen, and he shall journey in the evening on the extremity of the great chariot in the west, and shall shine more brightly than accords with the order of light. And many chiefs of the stars shall transgress the order prescribed, and these shall alter their orbits and tasks. Isn't it funny that we're watching all these videos talking about orbits and what low Earth orbit is and what an orbit in the solar system is, and all this time, thousands of years ago, Enoch was telling the truth about what orbits are. Okay, it says, and the whole order of the stars shall be concealed from the sinners, and the thoughts of those on the earth shall err concerning them. Captain Caveman. So they'll err concerning the order of the stars, and I'm seeing that this is the solar system. This is their error. They don't understand what the stars are doing. It's interesting. And they shall be altered from all their ways. Yea, they shall err and take them to be gods. And evils shall be multiplied upon them, and punishment shall come upon them so as to destroy all. So there you go. Low Earth orbit is just Sheol. They're sinking into the pit. They got a key to the bottomless pit. I think back when they did Apollo, because the bottomless pit, there's Apollyon. He has a kingdom of darkness. So I think it's like, I understand saying space is fake. Excuse me. I get that. And there's truth to that because it's as far as what we were taught, that it's a solar system, that it's a place where we can go, a playground. That's not true. That's fake. But it is a real place. It's just not what it's represented as in this world. So that's let me read one more. Where is it? I lost it. Sorry, give me a moment. That was chapter 56. There's another place in the book of Enoch, I just don't remember where it says that they will sink into Sheol. Yeah, this is where it's talking about going up and they shall go up and tread underfoot the land of his elect ones. Where's the land of God's elect ones? Isn't that New Jerusalem? And isn't that up in the sky? Just think about it. They're treading it underfoot with all this garbage they're doing. They're defiling God's tabernacle. It says, and the land of his elect ones shall be before them a threshing floor and a highway. But the city of my righteous shall be a hindrance to their horses. I think that's what flat earth is all about. It is a hindrance to their horses. A lot of people a lot of people think it's all CGI, which is, I think, good if you think that. I mean, like, I'd rather have you think it's CGI than believe in the solar system and like go there. Like, oh, I'm going to go to space someday. I can't wait. It's going to be so awesome. And they shall begin to fight amongst themselves, and their right hand shall be strong against themselves, and a man shall not know his brother, nor a son his father or his mother, till there be no number of the corpses through their slaughter, and their punishment shall not be in vain. In those days Sheol shall open its jaws, and they shall be swallowed up therein, and their destruction shall be at an end. Sheol shall devour the sinners in the presence of the elect. Are we seeing that, guys? It's kind of scary. Anyway, have a great day. And yeah, I just wanted to share this. I was making a TikTok video about this, and I was said to myself, this is too much information to just have. Like, people need to understand what they're doing. I don't think people can leave the earth. I don't think you can go in a rocket and leave Earth. I think an astronaut could, but I don't think that astronauts are even people. I think they're assuming the form of men because they're angels and they can do that. And they're deceiving people by that. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you sometime soon, or come on here sometime soon. Thank you.